Okay.
Let me make sure recording is
Oh,
working.
yeah, I need to get my character sheet again. Oh, shit, I never did update that, did I?
Well, take some time to do it now while I eat some
Make sure you
cookies.
set it to advancement mode before you spend res.
No, I mean update it, like, in terms of the changes.
Oh.
Uh, that would also involve remembering.
So, Rogue, did you ever put your new computer together?
My brother put it together this weekend.
What was the name of that person, the woman who scientist that we found?
Oh, hold on. I actually consult my notes. Dr. Eleanor Arroway. I will.
Oh, okay. So when you like uploaded this or whatever, you left her thing in here.
Oh, you should get rid of it, please.
Should I?
Yeah, you should.
Does it have spoilers in it?
Yeah, a little bit. Or it might not be the. Yeah, please don't.
Interesting. I won't look at it. Don't worry. Yeah, there's one for Dr. Eleanor Arroway,
yeah.
one for Marie Elizabeth Blanc.
Yep. You should delete all those. I don't know why they're in there.
One for Seiko Katori.
Yep. Please
and
delete
one
those.
for Smile.
Please delete all of them.
Yeah, I'm just gonna not look at them rather than delete them. How's that?
Sorry, I'm eating a cookie. Some of them aren't completely done, and some of them won't be used, so.
Yeah, I know. Just keeping you honest, Julia. Just keeping you honest.
That's an impossible topic.
Bro, get in here.
I am getting in here.
So we allowed to have 3 motivations.
Yeah, you need to have 3.
I should think of the 3rd one.
Well, let me eat this last cookie and get some water, and then we can start. I'll be right back.
Oh, fuck. Shit. This did not save last time.
What?
Okay. I've eaten the cookies. Got some water. Does anyone need a recap of what happened last time?
Nope.
I need a recap of what my skills were.
Cool.
Because no, it didn't save for some reason. I don't.
It's weird.
I'm trying to figure out what's.
You had xenobiology, xenozoology.
Yeah, the xeno. Well, we were gonna change it, right? So that xeno.
You do what you need to do.
Fucking. Okay.
It's okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna start. And then we will get to things. Since this character is busy being not rebuilt but refigured out, we'll start with Rogue. So yeah, you just got back from a successful gate crashing mission, and your boss, Ethan. Oh shit, where's my? Okay, your boss, Ethan Glencross, has a slight emergency that you will find out about next time. So he is going to go try and take care of that, and it seems like a pretty big deal that is somewhat threatening to the company. But he says, you guys need to go do this first in mission, but it's not for like a couple days, but don't miss it. So you guys actually have a little bit of time on Pandora, which is like a moon of Titan, where the gate is. So Adrian, you are contacted by someone from that old microcorp you used to work for. So I need a name for them and a name for the microcorp.
Did you really have to start this off by asking me for 2 names? Jeez.
Yeah.
Do you want help?
Yeah.
You can work together to name them.
Okay, what nationality do you want to go for here?
Let's say French.
Really? Okay. Both first and last? Do you want to mix it up?
I don't care.
Okay. Let's say. Let's see.
Just using a random name generator.
No. I'm just trying to think of something.
The microcorp also needs a name, so if you want to name it, go nuts. It can be named pretty much anything. So, you did surveying work for them, right?
Right.
Were they involved in gate crash?
I think of a French name. It's gonna be hard.
I have one. No, I won't say Cecil's name.
Yeah. No, the microcorp is just called Ceciltron. That's just it.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go with what's a good surname? Paquet.
All right. Well,
What's that?
spell it out so that I can see what it is.
Paquuet.
Paquuet.
Yes.
Okay. And how's that pronounced, Canadian dude?
I'm pretty sure it's just Paquet.
Okay. So you just know him as Paquet, and he works for a microcorp that you worked for, surveying. Did they do gate crashing, or they just?
That particular microcorp had a small gate crashing component, but was mainly in-universe solar exploration.
All right. So I don't know. How's about? I'll throw a name out there, and you can say no or yes. I don't care.
Sure, let's go with that. Soul exploration.
All right. So he contacts you, Paquet, and he says, Adrian, I'd really like to talk to you. I see you're on Pandora. I'm on Pandora. And I see you've also got a new job. So I've also gotten a new job, and it has interesting opportunities for friends that I can trust. So if you want to give me a research roll to see what his new job is.
Well, my research skill is hilarious, but
all right.
I can give it a shot.
Your muse also has it at 40. You would rather have your muse.
Well, that's a failure either way.
Okay, well, yeah, no, he definitely is. He's no longer working with soul exploration. But, he's suggesting a non-gate crasher bar, and he's, maybe he has some work or something, but, up to you if you want to go or how you respond to him.
Oh, might as well check it out.
Alright, so you head to, the bar is called, this is my job as a GM, it is called, Pandora's Box. The owner is not very creative. It's pretty upscale and classy, which, is a change from the last time you met Piquet. He was a corporate headhunter type. Did a little bit of corporate espionage. He is waiting in a booth. He stands up to shake your hand. Do you shake his hand as well?
Yes.
Alright, he says, Adrian, it's so lovely. How long has it been?
Let's say, 8 months.
8 months. Wow, time flies. Last time I saw you, you were just getting off a long haul for soul exploration, and now you're one of the founding members of this startup company, the new South Wales.
North Wales.
Oh, sorry. The new North Wales survey. It's they start up new ones every day, but I'm working for the government now. I'm with the Titanium Fleet intelligence branch, which do you have networking autonomous or anything?
Yes.
You can roll that. Or research if you'd rather roll research.
That's an irrelevant distinction, given I rolled a 90.
Alright, fleet intelligence is, they do things, they aren't super well defined in the Titanian Constitution, but they do things, and sometimes they don't make it into the news a lot, but, obviously he's working for fleet intelligence and the government, which you can feel however you want about that. He says, but I'm working with the government now, and what I really need is they gave me this assignment, and I see that you're making waves in the gate crashing community. I see you've already picked up some I want to say hangers on, but some rivals with Proactionary, which you don't really know. You don't handle that side. Probably something Ethan's doing. But I have a really easy job with some you can earn a little bit of rep. You can get your company in with the Titan government. They always have jobs. Are you interested in it at all, perhaps? It's really easy.
I could be interested in this, but of course I'd need the CEO to sign off on anything major.
Oh, it's nothing major. You've been around the block a couple times, obviously with gate crashing, and you're making waves.
It sounds like he's on the level, really. I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
Well, my job is to maintain security for the Titanian government. I find useful information and I give it to them, and that's my job. We don't want another fall happening on Titan. But my current task is their gate crashers have just been disappearing. They come back from a mission and just sort of fade into obscurity and disappear. And I'm an outsider. I have never gate crashed in my life. But you're someone I know. You're in the community. You know who to talk to. And so I would just like you to, if someone disappears, let us know who. Because I can't get these gate crashers to talk to me. But, maybe they'll talk to you and you just report it back to me. The government wants to make sure that, gatekeeper is a government interest. Gate crashing is a government interest because we own Gatekeeper, and we don't want...
Titanian government owns a plurality stake, not a majority.
Yeah, but, so they, we don't want people to disappear. That's concerning to us, and if it's something to do with the gates, we'd like to know. So, you find information, I up your rep a little bit, not too much, and you get expanded business opportunities with the Titanian government, preference over other people in contract bids. Government would like to know that it has someone to trust.
Well, I'm not the most personable person ever, but I'll keep an eye open. Let you know if I find anything.
That's excellent. And he says, that's great. He shakes your hand, and you notice your rep, or your at rep, goes up by 2, as he rates you favorably. So you have just taken a somewhat job for fleet intelligence, so that's pretty good. And you will get preferable contract bids on government contracts. So they might be slightly less, or you might not have to compete as much. And he says, Adrian, I'm really thankful you're doing this. You have no idea how good it is to have someone to trust. The one little tiny thing is, You can't go spreading this around. I don't know if, I don't know your boss. I don't know your coworkers. So if you could just not, make a big deal about it, keep this between us. I mean, I don't see why they really need to know. What do you say?
Well, I'm sure that can be, I can be discreet on the matter.
Yeah, all you're doing is, you're just being observant. And, nothing illegal. Just, I might occasionally have, someone who should keep an eye out, but I don't really see that. We haven't really been able to anticipate when or how these people disappeared. So, but thanks, Adrian. It's been great. So he stands up to leave. Do you have any other questions for him, or are you just gonna let him go?
I'm just gonna let him go.
All right. So he leaves. Do you want to do anything else? Like research anything, see if there's any weight to what he's saying about gate crashers disappearing.
Can I make a profession gate crasher check to see if I know anything about this offhand?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can.
I'm gonna flip that so it succeeds.
Okay. Yeah, there's rumors about gate crashers who come back, and they come back from it's a variety of jobs, not just like first in missions or anything. They come back and they seem perfectly fine, and then they slowly just start to fade away. Like their presence on the mesh goes, and then no one can find them, and that's kind of worrisome. But it doesn't happen in large numbers or to anyone who's really notable. And it just happens so gradually that people haven't put the dots together, and it looks like it's been going on for a couple of years. And Fleet Intelligence is just now putting it together because it's been so slow and gradual. So yeah, that's somewhat concerning. Anything else you want to do?
I think that's it.
All right. So let's go to everyone's favorite doctor, Dr. Artemis. Dr. Artemis.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it was everyone's favorite. I mean, most people's favorite, yeah. But
you are at the Titanium.
So modest.
Yeah, you're at the Titanium Autonomous University. You've just come off gate crashing, and you get a message from the. It's kind of like the university's head, their dean or whatever. And I don't have a name for this person. Would you like to name them?
Sure. I will name them.
All right.
Are they Scandinavian?
They can be whatever you. Up to you. It's all up to you.
Wow. So much choice. I don't even know. Okay. Hang on. Just a second.
No, this guy. Too spooky. That's bad. That's a bad pun.
Okay.
So bad. You should. Let's talk about why you feel the need to pun.
Oh, sorry.
All right, here we go. Never mind. Hi.
Okay. Okay. How about someone named? Okay, so he's an Icelandic guy.
Okay.
Named.
Deceptive
Balder.
Puffer.
No. His. No, goddammit, no. He's Icelandic, so he maintains the tradition of going by your first name rather than, he doesn't have a surname, he just has a patronymic.
Yeah.
So his name is just Balder. His full name is Balder Thorsteinsson. but he just goes by Dr. Balder. So Artemis, Artemis likes him because she goes for the whole go by your first name instead of your surname.
All right. So Dr. Balder sends you a message. He says, "Listen, can we have a chat when you've got some time?"
Sure.
So he sends you a link to Simulspace. He is actually out in the field right now, so he's left his beta fork doing most of the administrative stuff. So you're talking to his beta fork.
Okay.
He says, Dr. Artemis, right? Yes. You've expressed interest in getting tenure at Titanium Autonomous University, haven't you?
Well, I suppose that is a goal of mine eventually, sir, yes.
And your research into xenosciences has been, quite frankly, it's been remarkable. And you seem to understand aliens like no other person. It's like you have a gift, like you've been touched by something, and so we're interested in perhaps getting you to a full-time position with some tenure. And we've noticed that you're one of the few staff members that we have that has actually gone gate crashing. You've just come off an operation, haven't you? On a
yes.
It's on a planet named Armpit.
Yes.
And so we think that's...
I didn't choose the name.
Yes, well, and you're scheduled for a first admission, if these records are correct?
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. So, what we like to do at the TAU is to see if you're teaching material, we pair you, make you a mentor of a gifted student within your specialty. And so we're interested in seeing if you can do this, if you're ready for teaching, if you're ready for everything that being a full-time staff member of the TAU has to offer. So he sends you a file for a person named Marcus Ray.
Okay.
So you can look at it if you want. This is his.
How do you spell that?
There you go.
Okay.
So he sends you basically an electronic file. He says, "Please take a second to just look over Mr. Ray's transcript and some of the papers he's written."
Sure.
All right. So you open the file, and he is pretty gifted. He's extremely interested in alien studies. Sorry, xeno studies. He is writing on a level that, of course it's all theory because he hasn't actually gone gate crashing, but you notice that, some of this theory probably holds up, maybe, from your somewhat limited experience. And what they really, really would like to do with him is to get him some field experience at some point. They're not saying that, if you accept the mentorship, you have to take him immediately on this first admission. They probably prefer if you didn't take him on the first admission. That would be up to you as his mentor. But, if he died, it'd be on you. But they're thinking, maybe, take him on an easy one where it's just let's do some very basic research. And, so they, grade his papers, stuff like that. Just be a mentor to him. The kind of downside is that, he would expect, you to help him with things, and you might be busy, but, he'd want the help. So, but he seems pretty gifted. So Dr. Balder says, what do you think, Dr. Artemis? Something you'd be interested?
Well, I'll have to check with the owner of the company.
Yes.
And my gate crashing partners, but I don't have any objections. I think that sounds fine. I think Mr. Ray seems like he's probably pretty qualified.
Excellent.
So,
well, I will say this: if this helps persuade your boss, if you will, you would have as a mentor and as a potential full-time staff, you would have access to the labs and research facilities at the Titanian Autonomous University. If that changes anything, so you could, for example, store samples here. You could study them here, coming through the gate, and the government would be not adverse to letting you keep some of those because they would obviously be going towards helping expand transhuman knowledge by you publishing papers for the TAU and putting them up onto Argonaut servers for everyone to read. So you would maybe have a little bit more freedom, is what he's implying, at, like what you could publish, because you'd be like publishing it with like governmental permission, kind of. So you'd have a little bit more freedom.
Sounds pretty good to me.
All right.
You have to convince me. I'm on board.
All
I'll
right.
see how the rest of my team feels. But
Yes. All right. Well, yes, I'm excited for this. So thank you this was much easier than I thought. Usually it's pulling teeth to get faculty to mentor students, but this is excellent. So your what is the scientist rep? R rep? Your R rep
Yes.
goes up by 2 as he rates you
Sweet.
favorably. Yeah.
Sweet.
So he leaves like a thumbs up on your Facebook page and says this person loves science. So
I do love science. I can't lie.
so you are let's see, what else do I have here? Yeah, you get out of your Simul Space meeting with Dr. Balder. You get another message, actually, from Dr. Eleanor Arroway. She has been re-sleeved and has had some psychosurgery. And she
Nice.
would be,
Oh wait,
Mhm.
sorry. Before we do that, can I just do a research roll on the Marcus Ray guy,
Yeah,
so I can look for my
yeah.
own information on him?
Yeah, you definitely can.
Okay. That is a success.
All right. So he is he's from the inner system around Mars. His parents were original space colonists of Mars, so they did not have to escape Earth during the fall. The interesting thing is they were pioneers in gate crashing on Mars. So they were some of the first people to go through gates. And the interesting thing is Marcus was not born in an exo-womb like most people are nowadays. He was born the old-fashioned way on an exoplanet. So he has minor claim as one of the very, very few people who was not only naturally born, but born on an exoplanet outside of the solar system. And that seems to have driven him to want to know everything about aliens, just everything he can about alien studies or xeno studies. So that's where his passion comes from. And, you know, with a 60, you also see that he specifically requested you as a mentor because he has read some of your papers and he thinks that they are genius and do not get enough credit. That's
true.
He's read some of your theoretical papers about alien technologies and whatnot, and he 100% agrees. And even though like people who are technically more experienced than you, like say, nah, this doesn't make any sense. This is dumb. You don't have the experience. He is saying that no, this is how this thing would work in theory.
I've got a question.
Yes.
Are any of these theoretical papers the papers that are only theoretical because I'm not allowed to publish what I actually saw on Armpit?
No, they come from you have Grok, right?
Yes.
And you have pattern recognition. So
right, that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so they are published because your brain was kind of fucked around with psi stuff. So you are somewhat you're kind of operating on a different level than most people are when it comes to like alien stuff because you intuitively understand it and recognize it. So like when you're writing about say like a theoretical device that an alien could have. It's not theory to you because, you have weird dreams and sometimes you dream these things up and it just makes sense. Like,
right.
This is how this would work. And, even though it breaks every single law of physics, that's how it would work. And, you explain it and people go, no, that's stupid.
Cool. Oh yeah, by the way, I did buy Xenoempathy with 5 of my res. So.
All right. So your strain is becoming even stronger. Okay. So yeah, Dr. Eleanor Arroway would like to talk to you. She's actually there. Well, she's not there. She's in a hospital bed, recovering from stuff. But she'd like to talk to you if you have a chance.
Yes, I do have a chance. I will go visit her.
All right. So she is in a bed. She looks up at you. She says, Dr. Shit. Well, I'm literally blanking on your name. Dr. Artemis.
Yes.
I hear that you are one of the people that helped recover me, and you are a fellow woman of science.
It's true.
It's true.
I do love science.
I just wanted to say thank you personally for rescuing me. Did you, by any chance, happen to recover some of my research?
Did I?
No.
We did download the whole archive from the settlement.
Yeah, you'd have to go through it, but maybe.
But who has that right now? Did we give that to the Titanian government or whatever?
No, they didn't ask for it.
Oh, okay. So we still have that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'll just explain to her then. Well, I don't know, but we did download your archive, so if you have stuff stored on there, we might have it. Otherwise, we wouldn't.
Good. I would like that back if possible.
All right. I will try to do that for you. I mean, I understand what it's like to be separated from your research. It's a terrible feeling. So I can work on that for you. I'll just have to talk to my friend who actually owns and operates the company and figure out how to get access to
I'm
it.
sure that there will be some exchange of money for it. I am quite willing to pay for what is mine. And she says, I would very much like to shake your hand, if that is okay. As one woman scientist to another.
Shake my hand, eh?
Yes.
Seems suspicious. Is there something I can roll to see if something shady is going on here?
Kinesics.
Okay. Oh, wait. Hang on. Wait. Okay, sorry. Wait. I feel like there was something that gave me a boost to like reading people, but I don't know what it is. Maybe I don't have that. Whatever. Okay, my kinesis is probably pretty bad. I'm just deeply suspicious the way she said that.
Well, she just wants to shake your hand.
Oh, god damn it.
What?
I needed like under a 10, unless I'm getting a bit of skill. But...
Alright. Okay, yeah, she just wants to shake your hand.
Okay, well, I'll shake her hand then.
Alright.
Unless this counts as predicting the outcome of events.
No, it does not.
No, that's fine.
Alright, okay, I need you to take your will score and multiply it by 2 and then roll.
Oh, fuck, is she psychic?
You don't know. You have sense infection as a slight?
No. I also didn't, and, hang on, wait. Wait. Oh, actually, I get a -10 modifier on all social skill tests for this conversation because this is the first time I'm meeting her.
Okay, well, then you super failed. So,
Yeah.
please give me a will times 2 test.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wait, well, how did I super fail then?
You didn't super fail. I'm just saying you failed.
Okay.
You still need to give me a will times 2 test.
Oh, was it only will times 2? Sorry, I thought it was originally will times 3, and you downgraded
No, it's that's what the post test for psychic sleights are. It's will times 2.
Ah, success.
Success. Does your morph have?
Barely.
Does your morph have a psychic shielding or anything? Like, look under its traits, because I know.
Oh, it has Psi Chameleon and Psi Defense, but I don't know what those.
Okay, yeah, they give you +10s on things. So, hold on, I'm reading this thing. All right, so, she's looking at you intensely, and then, like, blood vessels in her eyes start to pop, and she goes, this morph, oh, jeez. I think there's something wrong with it. Well, it was, extremely nice to meet you, Doctor. And she is going to do one more thing. Okay, so, I need you to roll will times 2 one more time. And
okay.
Basically, you have, like, a +10 to it because you have side effects.
Succeeded again.
Alright. She succeeded better, so,
Fuck.
She's gonna do another thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. So she goes into, the heart monitor that's on her. She starts going into shock. And she, like, her eyes roll back in her head, and she goes, so people rush in to see. They're like, "What did you do? What did you do?" They're talking to you.
Artemis is just gonna step back, looking surprised.
All right. Well, you succeeded, so you also know that she tried psychic sleights on you of a level that you have not seen before.
Well, I don't really want to give her her research back now, because she's kind of a dick.
Yeah. She also has async familiarity, which is a trait. So she thought something was up with you, and then she now knows something's up with you, because she succeeded on her sense infection check, and she knows you're an async. And you know she's an async.
Yeah.
But it caused her to basically take 2 wounds. So she is going into shock as, like, her brain starts bleeding. Get her a new morph. I don't know what's wrong with this morph. We have to grow a new one. She specifically requested this one based on her own bio designs. Well, just get her into a case. Get her into a case. And at this, she goes, "No, I'm fine." And there's her eyes are, like, completely red as all the blood vessels burst in them. She's got blood streaming out of her nose. She's like, "I'm fine. Just let me." She says, "I'm so sorry, Dr. Artemis. We should have a talk. I think I recognize you from high school."
Oh God.
We should have a talk as women of. And then she just starts foaming at the mouth.
Okay, I'm just gonna step out.
Okay. Yeah. And I sent you. We'll do some freeform stuff here in a second. So that's all setting up things for later. You still have time before gate. You have to go on your first mission. So is there anything you want to do before then? I have listed here. You can talk to a therapist if you would like.
Yeah, I still have all that strain, or I don't know what it's called.
Mental stress.
Mental stress. Yeah.
So I have rules for talking to people. So.
Yeah, the reason it made me suspicious is because Julia also did it with your guy who's, like, shaking your hand, but I don't know if anything happened there. Anyway, okay, yes, I would like to go see a therapist.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Artemis totally knows a therapist.
Yeah. Okay. What's his name?
Whoever it was, the psychosurgeon, who's also a professor.
Yeah, you never gave me a name, I don't think.
No, I didn't.
So we'll just leave him.
God damn it! I already used Balder for that other guy. Damn it. Okay. He will not be Icelandic. He will be something else. What will he be?
Well, you try and figure that out. Adrian, is there anything else you want to do?
My muse has psychotherapy at like 60 or something, doesn't it?
Yeah, everyone's has
Yeah.
Psychology, so you can roll that if you just want to talk.
So yeah, I'm gonna try and work with my muse to.
Alright. You have not suffered a trauma, have you?
Get rid of some of the stress. No, I have 7. My trauma threshold's 8.
Okay, so you don't have a -10 to that roll. Hold on, I'm just looking. Okay, a successful test will heal 2 stress with an excellent success of 30+. Heals a number of stress equal to what you get. Okay, so
I'm gonna go ahead and re-roll that with a
I was gonna say
success.
Alright, so you heal 2 mental stress as your muse. An amusing pun just tells awful jokes until you feel slightly better.
Amusing anecdote.
Whatever. So yeah, critical failures make it worse, dealing 1d10 plus 2 stress, as the character has flashbacks to what caused the initial stress in the first place. So yeah, you heal 2, and you can't do it for a little bit longer. You could take some drugs or get... I have like a thing here that I wrote up for last campaign that you can look at if you want to game the modifiers. You can take drugs beforehand, and they will be addicting to you, but it will make you have an easier time. So, also can get psychosurgery done. Is there anything else you want to do? There's other people that you save you can talk to if you're interested. There's Mike Cook. He got re-slaved. He's the gate technician. There is the robot who has not been re-slaved. You find out the guy with the 3 brains. So if you want to talk to him, apparently there's some issue dealing with like ego integrity. If you're interested in talking to him, he might have time to talk to you. Or you can just get like super drunk. I don't care. Anyways, you can think about that. Visk.
Yes.
Did you decide on a name? Or are we just going to leave him?
Almost. Hang on 1 second.
Because then he'll do a thing, and he might offer you some drugs that you could take, which will make it easier for him to do a thing, but will also be a thing. Like, if you smoke weed, you get a +5 to his roll. Also, all your damage, like physical damage, has been fixed because you just jumped into healing bats or whatever. So...
Who takes physical damage?
People who don't have armor, Adrian. People who don't have armor.
Do they even count as people?
Well, I mean, Dr. Artemis isn't people.
Just try to find a good Arabic last name.
Well, just give me his first name and
his first name is Zahid.
Zahid. 2 E's, right?
Sorry, not Zahid. Zahir. Sorry,
okay.
Zahir. Zahir.
I don't know what his Z is.
Z.
Yeah, I know. I want to make him say Z.
There, that's his name. Zahir.
Alright, so we'll just call him Dr. Zahir for now, alright? So that we can get this moving. Okay, so your therapist and friend, Dr. Zahir, he says, Artemis, you're at your therapy session. You need lots of therapy. So he says, Artemis, is there something you'd like to... You seem a little disturbed. How was your first gate crashing experience? Do you want to talk about it?
Sure.
Alright, so How many disorders do you have?
Wait. How does this work again?
He's gonna roll his skill, but there's issues for you having disorders. He's also got
you mean the mental disorder trait?
Yeah, mental disorder. How many of those do you have?
Two of those.
Okay, so minus 20 to his roll. That averages out to about 50. You don't have any traumas, so that's good. He offers you. He says, I think you're mentally fragile. So he's going to offer you a selection of drugs that may or may not. You don't have to take them, but they make it easier for you to get things done. So I don't know if you're looking at this thing, but there's the pedal octopus slipper, which is plus 20 to his skill, but there's an addiction roll. Neem, biomorphs only, plus 20 to plus 20, but there's an addiction roll. You can take some comfort, but there's also addiction rolls. Mono aware, and the only one that doesn't come with an addiction roll is orbital hash, which is plus 5 to his skill. So do you want to smoke some weed before you start talking about your experiences?
Yes.
All right, so he's rolling at a 55. So describe to me what you say to him, and then they'll try and respond based on what he rolls.
Okay. Well, so Artemis is just telling him.
Yeah.
What happened? Okay. Well, basically we went to this planet and there were some really creepy aliens there, and also I used some psychic powers to try to understand their technology, and also downloaded some alien technology directly into my brain at one point. So that we could escape. Yeah, so I've just been thinking a lot about aliens, which I do anyway, but more and in a slightly scarier, creepier way.
Artemis, I've told you that they're not psychic powers. It's just an intuition you have because you're so gifted. You came from a special childhood, and you're just gifted, Artemis. It's not magic powers. So he's gonna roll a skill. So, all right. So he's gonna re-roll that. Okay, so he actually succeeded. You heal 2 stress. You can't upgrade to critical, so you heal 2 stress. So whatever your current stress value is, subtract 2 from it. And he says, Artemis, it's you have a special mind, Artemis. He's trying not to sound condescending, but
look, this guy's supposed to be my friend. He's not gonna be.
Yeah, I don't mean to sound condescending, is what I'm saying. You have a special mind, and part of having a special mind is that sometimes, you have a great ability to intuit things about Xenos, and that's great. That's what makes it. You do what you love, and you're good at what you love. But sometimes, part of having a special mind is you have an imagination. That's part of your gift, and it really is a gift. But sometimes you have to get past your imagination, and I've already said this, but I don't think it's healthy to say you're psychic. I think that's part of your deep-seated need to. What are your mental issues? What are your mental disorders again?
Obsessive compulsive personality disorder and insomnia.
Yeah. So, have you been sleeping, Artemis?
I've been sleeping okay since I got back. I didn't sleep at all while we were there.
All right. Well, there's another problem. You need to get rest, Artemis. If we can't, you got to make sure you're okay. You first, is what he's saying.
That's his full name, by the way.
All right. I will copy this. So yeah, you heal 2 stress.
What was I at originally? 7 or something?
I think it was 8.
8, okay.
So you were down to 6, which not super good, but whatever. Okay. And so yeah, you heal that. What was I going to do? There was something. Oh, I was going to inform you about a size slate that you might be interested in looking into called Downtime.
Yeah.
Because it lets you heal stress. And
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm just
no
going to buy that right now.
Yeah.
Done. Bought.
So yeah, do you want to use that for every 4 hours, Downtime heals 1 point of stress damage. So.
Sure.
Alright. It does not heal derangements or anything. So, actually you, basically go catatonic, and you can heal 1 more additional stress because you actually have to get to your job.
Okay.
You're also kind of busy, and from what I understand, your character is somewhat, wants to do things, right? They want to be active. That's why they have a bit of insomnia, and they don't seem to care that they have insomnia. So, you basically go back to your room, and then you just fucking flop as you activate Downtime. So you heal 1 extra stress. So yeah. Also, is there anything you want to do before you go on your first mission? I recall that I did send you a thing about those biological blueprints. So if you want to try and do something about that.
Yeah, you sent me a thing.
Yeah. PMs. So, I think this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
It's from 7 days ago. So if you want to make if you want to make the initial contact for that, you can try that.
Sure.
With a research role or a networking scientist role.
So hang on, are we gonna do the first in mission today,
we are.
or are we waiting for
Yeah,
Brutus?
no, we're gonna do it today.
Okay.
He's busy with maintaining the company, so he can't be there, but he would like you to get some rep. So,
okay.
So yeah, we will do that today.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just doing a shit ton of setup for other things because this is not solely about gate crashing. Okay, so give me
what's a gene hacker?
Gene hacker creates biomorphs and stuff. So if you want to give me a research roll to maybe find someone, that would be fine. And then we will definitely do this mission. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I don't mind. That's a success.
All right, so you find a gene hacker named. Let me look at a list of names. Let's see. Named. What's a good name for her? I have a list of names. I'm just trying to decide. She just goes by the name. Shit. She just goes by the name Red. That's her handle. She's known to take risks. So that would be good for you because you have alien blueprints.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she might be interested in it, but you'd have to contact her later because now you have to go on your first mission.
Sweet.
All right. So
wait. Actually, sorry. One more thing before we go. Can I do some more research on Dr. Arroway?
Yes, you can. Go ahead. Give me a research roll.
Fuck me.
That's a critical failure. Unless you're researching.
I'm gonna re-roll that. I don't even care. I've got so much moxie, it doesn't even matter. Okay. Success.
Okay. Yeah, she is, according to her mesh profile, the spacebook profile, she is from the inner system, Luna. And she doesn't have much of a record before that, but a lot of stuff was lost during the fall. She says that she is from a rich oligarch family, immortal oligarch family on Luna, but that they were all killed in the fall, and the resulting crash in the stock market basically wiped out her fortune. She decided she wanted to make it on her own, and she just became disillusioned with hyper-capitalism, and she ventured to the outer system, hooked up with the Love and Rage Collective, and then dropped off for 5 years because she was basically dead.
Right. Can I specifically check to see if there are concrete records of her existing? She's just to make sure she's not a member of the Wasp generation.
Well, with your 35, I was going to say you notice some similarities between her profile and your profile because I'm from The Lost Project took place in the LLA, the Lunar Lagrange Alliance. And the disillusion with hypercapitalism is a very common theme with Lost Project people. Because you were basically created by a giant evil corporation, Cognite.
Yes.
So, which is similar to your profile because technically you are from Luna. That's where your server was. And I don't know your feelings on hypercapitalism. I wouldn't presume, but I would say they're probably not super good. And you know she's an async because you recognize when a slight's being used on you. So you can draw your own conclusions, but you know.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know how much Artemis would even know about asyncs and whether there are asyncs who are not members of the Lost. So she might even just assume that she is.
Yeah, you can definitely
entirely
assume
based on that.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, it's looking likely that Dr. Arroway, in your opinion, would be a member of the Lost Project, who might have a similar creativities to you.
I have one more question about her.
All right.
Does she look like Jodie Foster?
You've done it, Miss. You've done it. You've cracked the fucking code.
Well, I finally looked at the name, and
yeah. All right. She.
Okay.
You can make an educated guess that she might have been from Sagan's server. Anyways, so yeah, first mission. Okay, here's a couple things that, because it's the first mission, you get a lot of special things that you can do. You will get to name the planet once you step on it. So if you know, you can start dreaming up amazing names. You will get to name any species
Artemis
you find.
Prime.
You're awful. You will get to name any species. You'll basically get to name a lot of shit, and you're going to be the first ones there. They have scheduled you there for 5 days. 5 days.
So basically, this is like Rogue's nightmare.
Yes, it's his nightmare that I might have you name things.
Hey Artemis, I think we should name the gate after your friend Balder.
Balder's Gate, shit. No. So yeah, they have Gatekeeper informs you that they've sent through basic probes. So here's what they have. Temperatures are abnormally hot with high concentrations of methane in the atmosphere. Air is not breathable. It appears to be a swamp-like exoplanet from what they've seen. Like I said, you'll get the honor of naming it.
Dagobah.
The area around the gate appears to be safe. There's no alien rooms that they can see around the gate. So, you know, that's about all they know. Maybe they know a little bit more if you ask some specific questions. But that's basically all the briefing you get. It's an exoplanet. Air is not breathable. Swampy. Abnormally hot. Anything else? Oh, wait. Sorry. And there's a bit of radiation in the air. So not enough that it will...
Great. This sounds like a fucking paradise.
How about gravity?
Gravity is Mars standard.
Okay.
So the radiation in the air is not so bad that it will affect you guys, but there's just lingering radiation, which, you know, sometimes you just have to deal with it. So there any other questions?
Just before we go, I'm just thinking of getting new armor.
Okay.
Like maybe I want something that vac suit.
Yeah, you probably want something with a vac suit.
Rogue, any suggestions?
If you're just looking for the cheapest thing, then there's a thing literally called a vac suit. That works all right. I have a solar survival suit, which is a very expensive piece of armor with numerous related capabilities. You're going to want some method of breathing, food, and I think there's a couple items you can also buy that have low pressure tolerance augmentation.
Yeah.
That's in case you have to, for whatever reason, be exposed to vacuum. It'll let you survive it for about 5 minutes without taking damage.
All right. So I will say this. Any armor like you buy, if you get the full helmet with it, it basically comes with like oxygen and shit. So
You're also going to want something to deal with the heat.
it's not super hot. It's like hotter than, you know.
You can get a very cheap armor mod called fireproofing that will give you like heat resistant stuff and 10 points of armor against heat or fire damage.
Okay, I'll get that. What else do I want? Self-healing, that sounds good.
Yes. It's quite good.
I have a 2-person pressure tent if we need to camp out for some reason.
Okay. Well, okay, so I just got the standard vac suit. Is that probably good?
Yeah.
I don't want to spend too much.
Okay. So yeah, that's all the information they have. You've got your shiny new vac suit. They say, good luck. And, you know, anything you find, you'll get stuff for. Scout it out, see if there's any valuable minerals. You know, that whole business, you're a survey team. You basically know what you're doing. There is some indications of life. So, you know, name it, catalog it, whatever. 5 days. They will periodically check up on you if they can afford the gate time. So don't be surprised if the gate opens up and someone pops their head through. Other than that, the gate opens up. You've already seen a gate. You've already crossed through a gate. It's still awe-inspiring. Like it's literally ripping open the fabric of the universe to let you travel instantaneously to far-off places. So, who's going through first?
I'll do it.
All right, you step through. First, you're standing on like a solid metal floor, and then you are sinking into a swamp. Not in like a dangerous way. It's just swampy. The air is hot. Your readings say that there is indeed a low-level background radiation, and lots of methane. So good thing you brought a vac suit because the air here is not breathable for transhumans. So then I guess Adrian steps through. Same deal. You're standing 1 second on a solid metal floor. Next, you're in a swamp.
Okay, I thought of a name for the planet. Ephesos.
What was that?
Ephesos.
Alright, you want to spell it out for me? I mean, if Adrian has, you know, a name he would like to.
Or alternatively, either one is fine. I don't know, whichever you prefer.
Alright, well, you...
The Latinized version, maybe.
Alright, well, that will not be
it. Can figure out why I picked it.
Literally, just use Google.
I know it's the name of a city in Western Anatolia, was.
Yep.
I don't know why you'd associate it with swamps.
It's
not so much associated with swamps.
So yeah,
it's where the Temple of Artemis is.
Nice. But this isn't where the Temple of Artemis is. That was on Armpit. Anyways,
I'm glad that the planet that you've decided to name after yourself is a fetid swamp.
Wow. Racist.
So yeah, the gate closes. Well, they shove through some food and stuff for you. They aren't completely mean. And, you know, you can't bring your vehicle with you because it's a fucking swamp and it'll get stuck. So, you know, they shove through some lab equipment. They say 5 days. See ya. And then they're gone. So you are in the swamp well, you haven't registered your name for the planet yet, so. But when you get back to civilization, you can register the name, and it will probably be accepted because it's not a weird anarchist name like Armpit or Stinky or David Sucks, which is a name of one of the planets. Because they went through and Dave was a fucking asshole, so they named a whole fucking planet about how much he sucks. So yeah, what do you want to do? There's wildlife, fauna, flora.
Should we like set up some kind of base camp?
Yeah, you can do that. You can find some dry ground.
Let's do that. Let's find some dry ground.
All right. Yeah. There's actually not a whole lot of dry ground. This place is basically a giant swamp, so you'd have to set up in trees.
Sweet. Okay, let's set up in a tree.
All right, so you're getting up in a tree. Both of you give me perception checks. Because you have some high ground and you might see an interesting thing.
I don't remember what perception is, but that is definitely a success.
All right, did you succeed, Adrian?
Yes.
All right, so you actually both Star Wars joke. You actually both spot that you start climbing up in trees to set up camp because it's fucking wet and gross, and you get a pretty good look at I assume you're setting up close to the gate.
Yes.
So you get up in some trees and you notice there's maybe some there's rubble that suggests maybe a alien building that is long gone. So you make a note of that. You should probably want to go look that out. And you notice that you get up and let's see. There are weird, like, I think it's in Peru. In Peru there's like those the Nazca lines or something like that. They're like big drawings that you can only see if you're really far.
Oh yeah.
There's like a smaller scale version of those. Someone has tried to on the very little dry land that there is, they've kind of done some drawings, and you can't really tell how recent they are. You'd have to actually go study them. And of course, there's yes.
Wait, what are the lines drawn in? Like,
what do you mean? They're just like
how are they made if it's a swamp?
There's some dry land. It's very, very small dry land, but it looks like someone has basically carved them into the ground.
Interesting.
So they're you can see them from the trees because they aren't that large, but someone has obviously taken time. So yeah.
Cool. Do the figures resemble anything we would recognize?
No, they don't. So yeah, and obviously there's a lot of wildlife that, they aren't shying away from you. One thing that you know about, like gate crashing and xenoflora and fauna is that they aren't traditionally very frightened by transhumans because they don't recognize them as a threat or something to be afraid of. Like animal life on Earth basically evolved knowing that, well, fucking don't mess with humans. These aren't afraid of you, which is, pretty normal. So it's actually usually pretty easy to get something because they don't fear you at all, which means, predators are pretty fucking likely to try and attack you and then you shoot them. But so yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, some things should be scared of any large moving creature even if they don't recognize it.
Yeah, but none of these are pretty not afraid of you. They're just kind of like going, whatever.
I don't think that's quite what she was saying, Roke.
Anyway, so yeah.
Also, how do you know how xenoevolution works, huh?
Talking about terrestrial evolution.
Anyways.
Things can evolve to be afraid of humans.
Anyways, let's not literally get into a fight about this right now. So what do you want to do?
Let's. Okay, so are we setting up a camp in the trees, or are we going to head for dry ground and set up a camp there?
There's very little dry ground, and it seems that the closest has those weird drawings. So.
Okay. Okay, so how do we set up in the trees? I mean, do we have enough room in the trees?
Yeah, no, you can just, hammocks and shit.
I assume I can just, attach my pressure tent to something with my spindle.
Yeah, no, yeah, you can do it. I'm not going to get hung up on how you set up camp. So yeah, you set up camp. Some, animals are around you. You want to try and capture a couple of this?
Yes, I do.
All right, so you put them in specimen containers. You'll have to study them, but they seem pretty chill. They don't seem to mind.
What do they look like?
Fuck you, buddy. They.
Sorry.
Well, some of them are like flying animals. Like, how do I put this? They seem pretty large. Like, they're pretty big. Maybe the size of like a Neo raven, which is a much larger type of raven. So, you'd say that they are mammaloid, like bats. So,
okay.
If you want to give me a xenozoology or whatever to examine them.
Yes. Success.
Alright. You notice that they seem to have weird, like, puncture marks around the base of their spine. Like a lot of them do. Like something bit them there. Seems pretty consistent.
Interesting.
I'm going to deploy my...
Are they vampire bats?
No.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to deploy my NAT drone to do surveying of the local area and, like, map it out and note areas of interest.
Okay.
Here.
So it starts mapping out. There are indeed some ruins. Give me a interfacing check. Holy
Success.
shit! You interface the shit out of that. Okay, so you're watching the feed as you set up. And, there's ruins. You probably want to check those out. There's those weird lines. When it buzzes over, what at first you would just recognize as maybe like a pile of sticks, but you stop it because something catches your eye. You go back, and it's a very, very crude hut. At the side, it's like got a pool in the back, like someone has made a pool, and you see that there's little crab things in the pool, but it looks like someone has actually made like a hut to live in, and there's a pool in the back, which you can with crabs, like crab-like things is how you would describe them. So obviously some sort of domestication. If you want to show it to Arroway, or not Arroway, Jesus Christ. If you want to show it to Artemis.
Definitely. If this is sapient alien life, that's a huge deal.
Yeah. So, Artemis, what skills do you have? Xeno skills do you have?
Xenobotany, xenozoology, xenobiology, xenolinguistics.
Alright, give me zoology.
Okay. That's my best one. Success.
Alright, you know that some animals are like tool using, like, chimps before they were uplifted. And some, there's, some basic, like, herding and, like, what do you call it? Like, collection of food and, like, so if something is built, if there is a species of animal on this planet that has mastered very, very basic, you wouldn't call them, I don't know if you'd call them sentient, but they would definitely be sapient, which means that they would at least be candidates for...
I think you have those other...
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. You wouldn't call them sapient, but you would call them sentient. As in...
Well, most animals would be considered sentient.
Yes, but you consider them candidates for uplift, like dolphins or something.
Sure. Okay.
So that could be pretty exciting.
That would be pretty exciting.
I mean, obviously they've got a farm where they're farming these crabs for food, and it's attached to a place they live.
Now we actually see them anywhere, do we?
No, you don't. You just see the hut and the crabs.
Interesting. Okay. Well, let's just keep a watch on that then.
Yep. So yeah. Do you want to just have your drone monitor right there?
Yeah.
Alright, so it's just going to stay there and watch. So yeah.
Or I guess I could have it deploy a microbug to keep vision of that and then keep exploring.
Okay, so yeah, ruins, but they seem really old, like they've been there for a while, like probably thousands of years. You'd actually need to get a sample and carbon date it, basically. So yeah, you set up camp, you've gotten basic information, you have captured some species. Everything seems to be pretty cool. Just, like animal-wise, they seem pretty chill. They don't really seem to care that you're doing whatever. So, yeah, what do you want to do? I'll say a day has gone by. Like, you've had 12 hours and you've done some stuff. So, next day.
Still no sign of the hut inhabitant?
No.
Interesting.
You can go directly check it out. It might be abandoned.
Well, there's still crabs in the crab farm, right?
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
So yeah, Adrian, Artemis, what do you want to do?
Can I make a xenoarchaeology check to see if the hut design is similar to any other known alien constructions?
Yeah, you can.
Success.
Looks similar to some of the ruins. Like they were made by the same people, maybe. Or someone who has seen the ruins and decided to copy them.
Huh.
But beyond that, you actually have to physically go to those places. Otherwise, it's, But you can only do so much from looking remotely and just looking at animals. You'll eventually have to, like, open them up to see what's up with them. So, but I will continue to tell you that they seem pretty chill. So yeah. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to go to one of those ruins, the lines on the ground, or the hut? Or do you want to look at more animals?
I want to check out the lines on the ground.
Okay. What does Adrian want to do?
I'll go with Artemis on that one.
Okay. So the lines on the ground. Give me I guess linguistics to see how they were written would be the best way to do it.
Is pattern recognition gonna help here?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure it's a success.
Okay.
That's a success with pattern recognition. Yeah.
Okay, it looks like something took a stick and very, very carefully traced them out. So something that can hold a stick. It also seems like there's no hesitation marks. Like someone stopped to consider, like, which way should I go now? It's all done in one fluid, like, I don't want to say movement, but it's all done at once. Like, they could see above them as they were, drawing it. So they knew how to do it without, like, stopping to consider their work. And if you want to give me xenozoology to see if you can now recognize the animals or whatever they drew.
Yes.
All right. It seems to be some of those bat things that you picked up. Some sort of two-legged bipedal mammaloid, possibly. It's just a wide variety of animals. Some that you haven't seen, some that you have seen.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I will, jot down the various creatures so I can keep an eye out for the ones that appear in the.
Okay. I will say at this point, you, Adrian, you're half monitoring your feed. When you see a weird bipedal mammaloid comes up to the hut and goes inside.
Huh.
Interesting.
It is, if you want to share that image with Dr. Artemis, it is similar to the one drawn on the ground.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting.
So, and then it goes into the hut. I don't know what micro bugs have, like, in terms of vision software. Like, do they have heat vision or whatever?
I think they're just, like, visual spectrum.
Okay, so yeah, it goes in, closes the door, and sits down, basically. That's all it does.
Interesting.
If you just want to keep
observing it.
Alright, you keep watching it. Eventually it comes out with a hunk of what you would probably describe as meat, and throws it into the little pond, well not pond, but little holding thing for the tiny crabs, which swarm the hunk of meat and eat it, basically. And then once that's done, it heads back into the hut.
Interesting. We didn't see it go in with meat, did we?
No, you would presume that it had some in there.
So it was storing meat in there. Interesting.
And you can't store meat for that long without some way of keeping it cool.
Yeah. So either they have a way to keep it cool, or, he just... I mean, presumably he's not super concerned about the safety of the meat, given that it's being eaten by a bunch of crabs, but...
No, but if you leave it in there too long, it'll just rot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So...
Alright. There's still the ruins in the hut you can check out.
Maybe you don't want to check out the hut while the guy's in
yeah.
there, so...
Let's go to the ruins and just wait for the guy to leave, and then we'll check out his hut.
Alright. Give me xenoarchaeology.
Success.
Alright. Unknown. It's not Ikitomi or any of the other stuff. There seems to be... give me xenolinguistics, please and thank you, and I will give you something else. But yeah, it's unknown alien. It's pretty old. It's crumbling down. You maybe say it's been falling apart for a couple thousand years.
Oh, sorry, what was the roll?
Xenolinguistics.
Sure. Success, wow.
Alright. Good news. The linguistics, they're like, kind of like Egyptian hieroglyphics, like pictographs, I think it's called. And they are similar to the drawings on the ground.
Interesting.
Except they feature a lot more of the crabs.
A lot of crabs, eh?
Yeah. So, if you want to grab a piece for carbon dating, you can definitely do that.
Sure, let's do that.
Alright. So yeah, they're just too deteriorated. It's interesting. Maybe these things appropriated the culture of the people who came here before it and used it to learn. That would be an honest guess you can make.
Right. So so this looks too advanced for these people to have.
Yeah, looks too advanced. For the level.
Unless they devolved.
Evolution doesn't always mean going forward.
Yeah. Yep.
Does anyone have xenoarchaeology to dig site it?
Rogue has that.
I have xenoarchaeology.
Oh, you have xenoarchaeology? Wow. Alright, yeah. You can.
He's been rolling it.
That's what I've been rolling this whole time.
Sorry, for some reason I'm having. Okay. You find old tools. You find some old tools. They do not appear to be usable by something. Well, I say tools, but they could be anything. But they don't appear to be usable by something with opposable thumbs, like that mammaloid you saw go into the hut. They seem to be usable by something completely different. And yes, there's indeed a higher level of technology. You find some plastics, rusted metals that look like they could have been used for something similar to transhuman mesh. Obviously.
So this world, or at least this civilization, had access to oil, at least. So you need that to make plastics. And smelting and electronics.
Is this the Albertan civilization?
It's nowhere near that primitive.
Damn. Alright, so yeah. it's getting close to the time you would maybe want to go back and study what you have.
Yeah, okay. Let's just go back and keep a watch on the hut.
Is the hut occupied at the moment?
The thing has not left it.
Okay.
So yeah, you go back to your tree base, and there's a lot more of those bat things kind of hanging around. And as you approach, they fly away. That has never happened before. They really haven't cared that they're sharing. And some of them stay, but like a couple of them just fly away like crazy.
Do they look like they're watching us?
Give me xenozoology.
Yeah.
Possibly. They might be. Well, from what you've seen, they don't appear to be like. I mean, they evolved to be predators, but they haven't been trying to prey on you. But these things look like they were watching you.
Interesting. I'm still thinking about the mystery of how whatever created the lions was also apparently able to see them from above very easily, since we didn't. That was the conclusion, right? Based on the fact that there didn't seem to be any other means of.
Yes, that was the conclusion you would have drawn.
So I'm just wondering if maybe there could be some kind of symbiotic weird thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know. This is all speculative.
All right. So
maybe wait.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is a good opportunity for me to
Xeno-empathy.
Xeno-empathy.
All right. Let me open up the side tab on this thing.
So I guess I should just use it on the bat things.
Yeah, you want to touch it?
Do I have to touch it?
No, actually, it doesn't say touch. It says range self.
It's just itself, yeah.
All right, so go ahead and roll intuition times 2.
Come on, that's a success.
All right, let me roll straight.
And I need to roll for how much it breaks my brain, or you roll for that.
3 damage. So your eyes get a little bit red. So you touch it, so you would learn the mental emotion state of sapient, or the target's ecological niche, instinctual drives, and likely behavioral responses. Okay, so it fills a similar role to a bat on Earth. It captures like mosquitoes and eats them, kind of population control. Doesn't seem to have emotion or mental state. But here's where you're drawing a blank. It's besides eat things, and all that stuff. Its only instinctual drive is to eat. It doesn't seem to have anything beyond that. It doesn't want to reproduce, which is weird.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's not afraid of you because it doesn't have any it just doesn't have a concept of fear, like a primal instinct to be afraid. And that's it. It just does not have instinctual drives, apparently, beyond eat.
That's deeply suspicious.
Yeah, it is. You would have to actually look at its brain to see what's up. You'd have to dissect it.
Well, I do have some captured ones. Artemis doesn't like killing things, though.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I guess since you said that was deeply disturbing, you should roll will times 3 to see if you pick up any stress.
Well, wow. You're a jerk.
You're fine. You're fine. It's deeply disturbing that you haven't thought about this before. I don't know. Whatever, you're fine.
It's just, things can be disturbing without being, emotionally...
Yeah, I know. I just like making people roll.
Fair enough. I am wishing that I still had genetics on my sheet, because it only has room for 8 academic skills. It's not fair.
Yeah, you can put it under profession.
Just put it as an interest?
Yeah, or interest. Literally, they are all somewhat the same. So.
Okay. Interest genetics.
You have the points for it, though?
Well, I do.
Oh, alright.
I mean, I hadn't spent all my res.
Oh, alright.
All
Well-
your 4 res?
Well, I also assumed that he had to rework his sheet a bit.
Oh, he has unspent character points as well.
Yeah.
Well, wait. How much res did we get?
You got
4.
4.
Oh, only 4?
Yeah.
Okay. I
got-
made some
Yeah,
of mistake.
you probably
That's
confused rep with res. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, that's mostly fine because I didn't actually spend like any of my res,
Okay.
except for the stuff I spent on the like xenoempathy.
Okay, well then you're just in a
So-
res debt for now. So
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
you just have to earn it back. It's whatever. It's
Oh
not.
shit, and downtime. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
so you're actually need to get 6 res before you're back at 0. There you go. I figured it out.
Wow. Okay.
Anyways, doesn't matter. So yeah, that's weird, deeply disturbing, whatever. But if you want to see what's up with it, you'd actually have to dissect it.
Okay. Guess I'll have to dissect it then.
Oh, yeah.
It's extremely bad.
You don't like killing things, so go ahead and give me a
You
will.
could ask me to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll get him to do it. I mean, I'll still feel bad, but I won't feel quite as
Okay.
sick.
So yeah, you kill the bat thing. Give me what skills do you have again? It's like
Xenobiology,
Yeah, give me-
xenozoology.
give me xenobiology.
Success.
Okay. So, let's see. I'm looking at this. It's parts of the brain that you would say like drive certain things, like instincts, emotions, and stuff like that. They seem to have existed at one point in this thing's like evolution, but something has caused them to kind of atrophy off. Like they just aren't used anymore. And since they're not used, there's no point in developing them beyond like, so like the part of it that would give it a sex drive is just gone. Part of it that would make it afraid of something is just gone.
Okay. Does it look like this is that it evolved this way because those things, as you said, were no longer necessary, or like it was consciously modified?
It does not look like it was consciously modified. You would need like you would need transhuman level shit to modify it like this. And there's nothing on this planet. So if it was originally modified by whatever species or aliens that created those ruins, it would have literally died because it has no motivation to fuck. So it would have just died out.
Yeah.
Which is
Does
weird.
it have the
Can
ability to sexually reproduce?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Can I tell how old this specimen is?
You would probably say it's like 5 years old.
Okay.
They're all of varying ages. So like some of
Right.
them-
Well, of course.
Are any of them older than 5 years old?
Yeah, there's some that are older. It seems like they reach
Okay.
upwards to like 10 years of life and then they just kind of die.
Because 5 years ago is when gate crashing started to become a big thing.
Yeah. I
So
was more going for like trying to figure out if these things are like somehow immortal or something.
No, they are not
That's
immortal.
why they.
No, I
didn't-
was going, if they were capped at 5 years old, then that would suspiciously lead me to suspect gate crashing, but
Right.
Nope.
Okay, so now I kind of want to see if we can figure out where these things live. And
I mean,
Like-
attach a tracker to one of them.
yeah, maybe we should try to do that. Because I want to see if we can figure out how they're born. 'Cause that's the real question. If they don't have any drive to reproduce.
You also know that they don't seem to fear you, but some of them flew away when you arrived. They
Did they all go in the same direction, or did they scatter?
they went into the same direction. You weren't super paying attention then, so you would have to make like a memory test. Which
I
think
have
is, like,
eidetic memory.
Oh,
Yeah,
well
we-
then, yeah, no.
Oh,
You would definitely remember which way they went. They went towards a heavily forest area. Lots of trees.
Can I send the gnat to overfly that area at
Sure.
higher heights than we've seen them flying?
Yeah, give me interfacing to spot it and stuff while you're trying to navigate it.
Success.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of bat things here. They are just chilling out. You'd have to get closer if you really want anything, but there's a lot of them here, and they just seem to be like sleeping or whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of them here. Some of them are actually like having sex, is what you would think of what's happening. Like they seem to be reproducing.
They are reproducing.
Yeah, these ones are.
They don't have a drive to reproduce?
Nope. They shouldn't.
So are they being controlled by something? That seems like the most likely explanation.
Can I put one of our captured ones in my Faraday container and see if its behavior changes?
Yeah, you put it in. Its behavior does not change. It seems pretty chill.
Huh.
Okay, well, I think we should just continue surveilling the bat sex and try to figure out the mystery of why they are mating when they don't have a drive to reproduce.
If you could capture one, you could try and find out. You know where they are.
You mean specifically capture one that we see mating?
Yeah, you could do that. Or it seems like the ones that are in those trees are the ones that are actively like have the potential to have sex.
Interesting. So we'll have to go in there and try to capture one of those and see if they're different.
And those are the ones that flew away from us.
Yes, they are.
So wait. Are the ones that we captured all ones that were more docile that didn't?
Yeah,
try to get away
they did not try and get away.
Okay, so maybe that's the issue. Maybe just some of them are like this.
Yeah. So the hut, the mammaloid gets out and starts walking. Do you want to have your drone follow it?
Yes.
Follow that, man.
So it starts walking to like a wooded area. It's not carrying any weapons or anything, so it walks to a wooded area. Basically, it's actually walking to where the bats are. So it walks to where the bats are, and then it's kind of you're trying to stay above like where the bats can fly, so the image gets kind of grainy. But it enters the woods, and then it does something like it's scratching itself maybe or something. You can't get a really clear picture, so you need to get closer if you wanted a clearer picture. But then after it's done scratching itself, a bat thing flies down to it, lands on its head. It looks like it's petting it, and then the bat thing flies away and it sits down and just sits there and sits there and sits there, and then it just does not move. It does not seem to care.
This is weird.
Huh. Did the behavior of the bat noticeably change immediately afterward?
It immediately went and joined in like a bat orgy. It started having sex.
Oh. So the bat suddenly acquired, desires and urges, and the creature seems to have lost them. Is this some sort of, hive consciousness with, or I guess, interconnected web of transferred consciousnesses?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to figure
out. Yeah, but it's just sitting there. So if you want to go capture it, it doesn't seem to care.
Okay.
I'd like to go bug this thing's hut.
Okay, yeah.
Let's capture it first, and then we can...
Yeah, it's in the forest with all the active bats.
Okay, let's go and hopefully not get eaten by bats.
Okay. Does anyone have infiltration?
Yes, I do have infiltration.
Would you like to roll me infiltration?
You take the lead, I'll cover you.
Okay. Nice.
Critical. Okay. Critical success, I should say. Okay. Yeah, the bats. I will roll for them as a whole. Holy shit! Roll off. Roll off. I guess you could also spend Moxie too. Do you want to spend Moxie?
What happens if I don't?
We're gonna have a roll off. We'll just roll off again because 2 critical successes. If you don't want to take your chances.
Let's go for the roll off. No, that's more fun to roll off. We've never done that before.
I got a 7, so beat a 7. Okay.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, so.
Fuck you, bats.
For the listeners, we both rolled a 22, and then I rolled a 7, and Miss rolled a 10. So yeah, you infiltrate. The bats are busy. They seem to be mating a lot, but the thing is just slumped against a tree, and it's like doesn't really seem to care. It's about the size you would say of like a chimp. So you just like grab it and like you don't really know how to get it to move. Like it's pretty large. Do you wanna?
We can't just carry it.
Yeah, you want to carry it? All right.
Well, I mean, I don't know what other option we have.
Yeah, you can pick it up. It does not resist in any way. It just, looks at you, and you pick it up. And
it still seems like conscious, though, right?
Yeah, it's still conscious. It's like looking around. It just doesn't seem to really care. It's docile like those bats, which is weird because it was not like that before.
Okay, there's definitely some kind of consciousness transferring or something going on here.
So yeah, you pick it up. It's like blue. It's like a monkey type thing, and pick it up, and you bats are like busy. Give me one more infiltration check to see if they spot you. Because now you're
fuck.
They will spot you unless you reroll.
I will reroll then. Wait, shit. Is that under my? I don't think that is.
Do you have an infiltration cloak? Or invisibility cloak?
Oh, yeah. I do. Wait, hang on. Oh, when I got this thing, I did get chameleon coating on my armor.
I think that's a +30.
Okay, yeah, you.
Sweet. Okay, that's a success then.
Okay, would it have been a success with the 90?
No.
No. Okay. So yeah, you carry it, walking out. They're busy, so they don't like swarm you and try and bite you. But yeah, you get this thing back to your base camp. Do you want to examine it? Give me zoology.
Yeah, I'd like to examine it, but I don't want to dissect it or.
Yeah. Okay. Or actually, you could always do xeno-empathy. Is another thing you could do.
I don't want to do that right now because I feel like I know what I would find.
Okay, give me zoology.
That's a success.
Okay. It appears docile. You would say that it would be a very good candidate for being like the transhumans of this world. Like it's got opposable thumbs. It is bipedal. It seems to be able to move pretty well. It's got good muscle. It's like a monkey basically, like a chimp. And you would say that if something evolved, if it evolved or whatever, it would be a good candidate for being this world's transhumans. The weird thing that is preventing it from being so is that it just does not seem to care. You notice at the base of its neck, where like the head meets, there's 2 little holes.
Oh, god damn it, the holes again. Okay, the holes are clearly the key to that.
They're bigger. They are a little bit bigger than... actually, no, sorry. They are not bigger. They are about the same size. I don't know why I said that from what I'm reading. They are about the same size as the ones that you found on the bats that you have. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so... Let me think about this for a second.
Julia, are those holes about the same size as the fangs on the bats we recovered?
No, they are not.
Okay. So when I examined the bat, did I get a chance to look at the holes more closely? Like
yeah,
I dissected
You
it
did.
and figure out if there's something
Yeah,
behind the holes?
When you dissected it, yeah. They seem to directly tap into the spine, like they and like short. I don't know if this is the right word, but they kind of short circuit like impulses and stuff. They intercept impulses. Like that's what you would think. Combined with the information that you have, you would say that they probably whatever's doing it is intercepting and controlling impulses, or trying to be as in control with not in control, as in direct like proximity as they can to the brain.
Okay, but there was nothing. There was nothing to indicate anything had been like permanently injected, was there?
No.
Now, okay, so then when we saw the incident with the bat landing on the creature's head and stuff,
yes,
did we notice either of them interact with the area where the holes are on either creature?
Two. Well, the thing did scratch the monkey mammaloid did scratch its neck, but other than that, too grainy of a picture because you were way up high.
Am I detecting any change in the behavior of the bat colony if they've noticed the?
Yeah, they're getting.
Not there?
Yeah, they have noticed and they are getting irritated. They're actually flying around and it looks like they are crudely searching for it.
Okay, I've got a plan. Rogue, do you have any kind of like tiny camera thing that we could put on the ape?
Yep,
Like
quantum
pointed
microbugs.
at the holes. Yeah, okay. So can we use one of the microbugs, plant it on the ape somehow, so that we get a very clear picture of the holes specifically?
Yeah.
And figure out what's happening there, and then we'll release the ape back. Like we'll put it by the hut or something. Somewhere where they can find it and hopefully not notice that we took it. But I don't know. We'll see. And then try to wait and see if one of the bats interfaces or whatever with the ape again, and see what happens at the holes. Does that sound like a good plan?
That sounds decent, yeah.
Okay. Do you have anything you want to change?
Have we seen the active bats fly toward his hut?
They are doing what you would describe as a crude search pattern. They will probably start covering that area soon.
Okay.
Okay, well, let's just put him somewhere that is currently outside, but it looks like they will search soon.
Yeah.
So they don't see us with him. I mean, they might figure it out, but I don't know how smart they are.
Okay. You can go plant his body somewhere. I'll go tap the hut.
It's not his body. He's still conscious.
Oh, it's still a body.
Okay. Infiltration again?
Yeah, give me infiltration. Both of you.
Fuck yeah.
What's spying on me at the hut?
There are bats in the air and they are looking around. Unless you don't care about being seen entering the hut.
I'm not really entering it so much as just planting a bug at the entrance.
Okay, if you don't care about it. Okay. Yeah, they see you. Critical success. Okay, unless you're gonna upgrade yours to a critical by spending Moxie.
Is that against
that's against you. Rogue's character literally doesn't care to be spotted, so you see him.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I'll upgrade to a critical.
Okay.
I have lots of Moxie, so.
Okay, so yeah, they don't spot you, but they do eventually see the what do you call it? The
ape.
The ape, yeah. So one bat, you have one bat lands on its head. Well, actually, it lands on its back, and it starts using it's got little tiny claws on its wing, and it starts climbing up the back towards the neck where the camera is. And once it gets there, it starts rubbing its back, basically, like it flips around and starts rubbing its back, and against the area of the neck where the camera is. And you see one of those crabs is on the back, and it detaches itself and crawls up to where the camera is, bites down on where the holes are, and then the bat just kind of flies away.
It was the crabs the whole time. I should have figured that out, actually. You said there were all kinds of pictures of the crabs, right?
Yes. So it bites down, and then it doubles over in horrible pain as, like, its eyes start to bleed, its ears start to bleed. There's just blood gushing out from, like, its mouth. And then it stands up and heads back to the hut.
Wait, why did it start to... We didn't see anything bleeding like that before, did we?
No. So, but it seems to have a whole new, like, purpose. So it starts heading over to the hut. It gets to the hut. It looks at the hut, and it just does not enter. Goes around back, and it enters the pool where the smaller crabs are. It lays down on its back in the pool. The crab that just recently attached itself detaches and swims away, and all the little tiny crabs swarm it and kill the thing. And it just lays there.
Huh. I'm sorry, little ape friend.
Yeah. And then some bats start arriving. And they start to, like, flop around the hut. And some of them land near the pool. And they basically just, like, turn their backs towards it. And the smaller crabs seem to jump out and onto the bats and fly away.
Interesting. Okay, so...
But it appears the hut has been pretty abandoned.
Well, except for the crabs that are back.
No, most of the crabs are, like, getting on the backs of
bats.
bats.
The crabs got on the backs of the bats.
They're getting on the backs of the bats.
Oh, I thought you said they dropped off the bats.
Nope. They are getting, the little tiny ones. They're, like, you would assume babbies compared to the ones that you saw.
Should we try to capture some of the crabs?
I wonder if they're abandoning it because
they saw you there.
They killed the thing and it's no longer useful, or because they saw me.
Well, I guess it could be either. I mean, it depends why they killed the thing. That's the confusing part. Like,
possibly just because it, like, moved when it wasn't supposed to.
I guess the whole bleeding thing, that was weird. That I'm trying to figure out what the cause of that could be.
Okay. So unless you're gonna try and capture some of the little crabs.
I kind of do want to try to capture some of the little crabs. I'm thinking that might get us fucking swarmed, though.
Not sure how useful the weapons I have would be against an animal swarm. Unless you want to just deploy a liquid thermite bomb. But I'd prefer to avoid that if possible.
Okay, let's...
You also know that there are crabs on those bats that are in the woods.
Yeah, I'm thinking it might be easier to catch, a single crab bat when it's, like, alone than try to go after the crabs while they're all in the middle of an evacuation. So, yeah, let's just wait and see what happens.
Alright.
While we're doing that, can I take some, like, geological surveys of the planet and see if I can detect, like, minerals and stuff?
Yeah, sure. Give me what skills do you have? Surveying?
Geology, surveying.
Whichever's higher, surveying or geology.
Well, they're the same. So.
Okay, well, choose which one you want then.
Success.
You notice that a lot of the minerals have been tapped, as in they've been used. You would probably say, with your combined knowledge of xenoarchaeology, that a very smart species basically went through the Industrial Revolution and started using up their shit. So there's still some of that around, but not as much as you'd expect to find on a planet that was untouched by life or something like that in life. But...
This planet was very hot, so I guess it's pretty unlikely that there'd be any ice cores or ice-like regions on the planet.
Yeah, there's not. Sorry.
But we could cut down a tree and analyze the tree rings.
Yeah, you've also got that piece of the building that you could carbon date.
Yeah, well, I was saying in terms of determining, like, because you can, with a tree ring, you could use it to determine, or at least with an ice core, you could definitely, I'm not sure about trees, you can determine carbon emissions.
Mm-hmm.
And so if they went through an industrial revolution, you'd be able to detect it by the production of greenhouse gases.
Yeah, you want to cut out a tree core or whatever?
Yeah.
All right, you get it. I will just say that you have the equipment with you, because I would assume that you'd buy it, or it would come with the rover, and you would just bring it with you. I think that is something in the rover. So, anyways, yeah, there is. There's obviously evidence of an industrial revolution. Then it like tapers off as like they started getting into transhuman levels of technology, and shit got cleaner. And then you notice a huge spike in radiation, as if something like a nuke was dropped. Several nukes.
Probably coincidence.
Okay, can I also take a soil sample and analyze it for radioactive material?
Mm-hmm.
Because if there is radioactive material in the soil, we should be able to look at what type it is, determine by, looking at what products and, precursors there are, check the half-life, and determine the exact date of this and what type of source it was.
Alright, so yeah, you check the soil. Definitely wasn't a nuke. Like, something transhumans would have... Actually, does anyone have pre-fall history or something like that?
No.
I have chemistry.
Okay, yeah, give me chemistry.
I mean, we could just roll it without having any ranks in it, right? I mean...
That's a success for chemistry.
Can I just roll pre-fall history without any ranks in it?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, try.
I've still got a decent chance.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay, so let me just clear that. So you, with your chemistry, I'm just gonna be nice and say that the bombs that were dropped were similar to the ones transhumans dropped in like Kiev and the Chicago Metroplex during the fall.
So it's probably uranium or plutonium based.
Yes.
So that means this planet would have sources of those.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily. They could come from elsewhere, but
well,
yeah.
Yes, I mean, well, if they wasn't, then that would be evidence of alien geek use.
But
so,
yeah, no, the thing that you might want to.
We don't know that there are no other planets in this solar system.
Fair
there
enough.
Could be. If they were at transhuman levels of technology, then they had space flight. So,
Well, what?
It would be difficult to run efficient space flight without nuclear power, though.
Yeah. So you. The concerning thing is, the bombs that were dropped would have been similar to stuff that was used during the fall to destroy cities that had become a nest of Titan exsurgent shit.
Huh.
They were pretty much specifically developed to wipe the slate clean, so to speak.
So that's disturbing. So these people might have
had a fall,
murdered by the Titans.
What date did this happen?
Well, it's very hard to nail it down, but a couple thousand years ago, it happened a while ago.
So these are some old fucking trees, then.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
It was a pretty clever idea. So.
We got redwoods here, I guess.
Oh my god, we're in California.
Uber alles. So if these were Titans, they weren't ours. Because that was 15 years ago.
Well, the Titans are a weird, vague thing, but I don't even know how much we know about that.
The Titans were originally seed AIs.
Yeah, the Titans
at least the ones we're familiar with.
Yeah, the Titans were definitely created by transhumans.
Well,
so.
Right, but the viruses that turn them into what they were.
Well,
yeah.
We don't actually know anything about the resurgent virus.
Well, I know. I'm just that's why I was saying like our characters, I guess, wouldn't even know.
But I'm saying we know that they're not our Titans.
Yeah, and you know that it's theoretically possible that a fall-like event would or could, very likely after a certain point, happen to another civilization. As in, that's part of reaching a singularity, according to Eclipse phase. There will be a fall-like event that is pretty awful. And most civilizations will experience it if they make it that far. So yeah, that's disturbing news. Would you like to go try and get one of those bat crabs now?
Yes, crab bats, I think you'll
Crab bats, okay. How do you want to get it?
Well, let's do some surveillance. I mean, first of all, we're probably pretty good at identifying which ones have crabs on them. Yeah.
They are the ones that actually go out and do things besides hunt.
So, do we have any equipment? And by we, I mean, does Rogue have any equipment that would help us to capture one, like from a distance or anything?
I have a flying drone with no weapons.
Okay, how about Artemis uses her fucking ninja skills?
Alright. How do you want to use them?
Well, let's see. I will, wait for a crab bat to go off on its own somewhere that I can reach. Which might take a while, I don't know. But anyway, once I find it, I will sneak up on it and fucking grab it.
Alright. You are watching, and eventually, one of them leaves the nest, what have you, and it flies off in another direction. So do you want to follow it with your drone? Rogue?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, this has reminded me that I really need to find something that help me capture specimens who are not as willing as some of these other ones.
Alright,
some kind of stunning device.
Yeah. So it goes flying. It goes flying off to it's like as you follow it, you see that it's flying off to like a large colony of those apes, those blue apes that are just kind of chilling out.
Oh shit.
And it lands on an ape and it does it rubs its back and then it kind of drops off and the ape suddenly gets very motivated. And it flies basically back to the nest. Like that's the direction it's heading. But suddenly this ape is very motivated. And you notice, give me an interfacing to take a look around.
Success.
Okay, so you notice that there seems to be baby apes here, but you're beginning to guess that these apes do not have any internal motivation to do anything. It's all purely external. But some of them seem to be taking care of the babies, and they have built very crude huts, which have out back a pool, which you are beginning to guess is full of those crabs. So yeah.
Huh.
But yeah, you have found if you're willing to chance it, there's a pool of crabs, several of them.
But surrounded by a colony of apes that will attack us.
Yes, but they would probably be easier to hit with guns. And you can try infiltrating, so...
They probably also hit a lot harder than bats.
Up to you, what you want to do. But you can try infiltrating there and get a sample of the crabs by literally scooping them out of the water.
Maybe we should just look around and see if we can find any more isolated huts that have pools of crabs in them.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be easier than doing this, because if there's one, there's probably others.
Mm-hmm. There's there's isolated huts where it just seems they're taking care of the crabs.
Okay, let's find another isolated hut then and go to that one.
Okay. I will say that you just find one. It's it's actually pretty far from the gate, but if you want to walk it, you can.
Sure.
Alright. So who's all going? Both of you?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Alright.
I'll set up defense beacons around our campsite.
Alright, so you head to the hut. Give me how are you observing it? With the drone, or are you using your eyes?
We'll probably fly over with the drone first.
Alright, give me interfacing.
There we go. Success.
Okay. There is another ape there, but it's by itself, it appears. It's definitely by itself. It seems to be doing the same things. It gets meat. You actually see that it kills meat, kills animals. Well, you wouldn't really describe it as kill because it just walks up to them and strangles them, and they don't resist. They just die. They get strangled. Then it basically butchers it and keeps some of it for itself, but it throws the majority into the little spawning pool. But yeah, and then you realize that as you kind of watch it go through its routine of strangling animals that aren't resisting, you realize that they look like camps for these animals, and that there's other blue apes there, and there's a small colony of bats, but they seem to be watching over these completely unmotivated. You'd call them something like deer, maybe something like that. Closest analog you could think of. But they also seem to be not motivated at all, except when some of the blue apes scratch their necks and then pet the deer. Then those deer basically just mate, and then that's it. Then they will come over and nuzzle the apes' necks, or a bat will fly down and nuzzle them, and then they will become unmotivated again.
Right. Okay. So. Okay, but basically we still just want to capture some crabs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So someone can give me an infiltration check.
Infiltrating all the time. Fuck. Gonna reverse that all the time.
Okay. Well, you aren't spotted, so that's good news. Yeah, you have a sample container. You dip your hand. How are you scooping them up? Are you putting the container in there and just trying to? How are you getting them into the container?
Yeah, I guess I'll just try to scoop them into the container.
Okay.
See if that works.
What is your unarmed?
Pretty fucking good.
Alright, well, you should roll it, because one of them is trying to grapple you. One of the crabs. I say grapple, but it's more like climb over you and do a thing.
Oh, fuck. I failed.
Okay. So,
oh god, is the crab gonna interface with me?
So, let's see.
You know what, I can just reverse that too. Fuck it, I've got so much moxie.
It would still beat you.
Oh, it still beat me?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's basically zero chance that I can beat.
Okay, so...
I can't reverse it and then upgrade to a critical, can I?
No. You can only spend moxie on a roll.
Well, so, I will just accept my failure then.
Okay, so, it touches you, and I need you to give me a will times 2 test.
Psychic crab. Oh god, no! Wait, okay, I'm gonna reroll.
Okay, well, it succeeded.
Yes!
Oh, critical success. Okay. Yeah, it's, doing something to you that you don't quite like.
Does it count as a strain of the exsurgent virus?
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay. Well, then I have the dominant thing again, so I get a bonus to resist infection.
Okay, well, it's not trying to infect you because you already have this strain. Or something very similar to it. But it tries to, you get like a weird thing in your head, like, I should step into this pool. But then you resist it because that's not a good idea. You've seen what happens when things go into the pool. So, but it's on your arm, and it's just like crawling around. What do you do? Actually, no, it's no longer crawling. It's literally just on your arm sitting.
I'm going to try to get it into the specimen container.
All right. It's going
Did I successfully get other crabs into the specimen container?
No, because this one, when you put your hand in, it immediately tried to crawl over you. But yeah, it seems somewhat confused that you're not stepping into the pool, so it just flops into the specimen container and starts banging around, like angrily, like trying to get out.
Okay, so just trying to think if we need more than one, or if I should just cut my losses and run.
Well, if we have more than one, we could dissect one and like still.
Okay, I'll try to grab another one.
All right, same deal. Give me an arm.
You won't roll so fucking well. Why are these crabs like ninja masters? Fuck you, crab.
Okay, yeah, no, you scoop it up before you're expecting it this time. Say you got 2 crabs.
Should probably get out of there now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's run.
Alright, you're running. Do you have free running, or are you infiltrating?
I'll infiltrate.
Alright, you're gonna sneak away.
Oh, wait, is that a success? I get plus 30 from the thing, right?
Yeah.
What's your skill?
My skill is, hang on, I'm just trying to find it. My skill is 45, so yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you infiltrate out. You bring the crabs back to your lab. They don't seem very happy.
I would not think they would be.
So yeah.
Now we should be careful about having them in proximity to the bats in case they can psychically interact with them.
Well, let's just xeno-empathy this shit and, see what fucking happens.
Oh, you're xeno-empathy.
Yeah, oh fuck, why did I fail?
Oh, you did? You still take strain.
Wait, no, hang on, I'll just flip it.
Okay, you still take strain.
I'm happy.
Well,
oh, no.
Yeah, so you take 9 damage. How much damage have you taken?
How much did I take before? 3?
Hold on.
I think so, yeah.
I think you rolled a 4, so I think...
I'm looking right now.
I'm pretty sure
Let's see, I rolled a 9 before, so you're in
That was...
No, you didn't roll 9 before.
Yeah, I did.
That was for
That was for the doctor.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I'm pretty sure for Visk you rolled a 4 before, and so it was a 3.
Yeah, I just found it. Right. You rolled a 4, and so I took 3.
So you have taken a total of 12 damage. What is your WT wound threshold? So,
let me check that. I don't know where this thing fucking saved to.
Try saving it as a different name.
Oh.
Yeah, but it would be generate character sheet.
Yeah, I'll just look on the thing that generates the character sheet. Sorry, wound threshold.
Yeah, WT.
Oh, 7.
Okay, so you have taken 1 wound.
Oh,
so you have a -10 to all physical actions.
If you have a medicine, you can ignore 1 wound.
I don't.
That would have been a good thing to know before.
You don't have medicines?
You can get them in...
I basically don't have anything.
Okay.
Yeah,
I never got around to...
You can get them injected when you get back to civilization, but until then, you have 1 wound. So, let's see. You xeno-empathy the shit out of it, and what starts bleeding? Nothing starts bleeding. You just have like your brain just starts like feeling weird. So there's no physical symptoms, but you you have like a minor stroke basically, as like your brain just flips its shit. So you like half your face droops. So yeah, you're not in great shape right now. Adrian, your friend, basically just had a stroke, which is somewhat concerning because she was studying these crabs. But so yeah, you want to know information about them, don't you?
Yes, I would like
So, right now, his mental emotional state is that it is very, very bad. It's not super happy. Its motivations seem to be like find things to interact with to protect itself. It kind of looks at you like a tool, like you would look at a hammer. It doesn't really seem to care.
Right.
You seem like you'd be a useful tool until you're not, and then it would just tell you to kill yourself.
Right. So it has no empathy.
Not for you. You're a tool. You have empathy for other crabs, you would assume, but
right.
Doesn't have do you have empathy for a hammer? Like,
yes.
You're fucking
Have you
weird.
seen that IKEA commercial with the lamp?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we don't have IKEAs where I live.
Oh, right. The wasteland.
Anyways, so yeah, you would have to actually look at it more, like in depth, but that's what you get from xenoempathy.
Wow, so that was really not worth the 9 damage, was it?
It's always the chance you take. Like, it's also hard to do it on sentient things, so, or things that can think. Well, I will give you something else so that you don't feel like you're completely. It's about as smart as early man, like super early man. So it's like barely on the cusp of being like what you would consider like equivalent to a transhuman in terms of being able to think and whatnot.
Okay.
So it would not be considered like it would not be worth 50 rep, but it's definitely something that can be uplifted, like how they cloned and uplift Neanderthals. So.
Right. Clearly, uplifting a psychic sociopathic crab would be a wonderful idea.
So it is. Actually, you didn't use any active sleds on it, so it can't tell that you're psychic. So yeah. Do you want to open one up and dissect it?
I'd feel pretty bad about that, considering how intelligent they are.
Yeah.
So no.
So you don't want to kill one. All right.
No.
So yeah, that's the information you get. I assume you share it with Adrian.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, yeah, no, roleplay it if you would like. Please roleplay it out so that I can see what you tell him about like psychics and shit.
No, I'll just present the information to him as if it's just guesses.
Okay.
Like,
so, yeah.
I suspect that these are quasi-sapient or whatever.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, this not worth 50 rep, but uplifting it would get you a shit ton of rep. Uplifting it would be, the way to go. There might be some problems with ecobiologists who, the ecologists who are like, no, don't do that, or whatever. But, bringing back a couple of these and saying you could uplift them. Now, Artemis, you know that this would probably be a horrible, horrible idea. Because it appears that the Watts-McLeod virus that you yourself have has become genetic.
It's Watts-McLeod.
McLeod, sorry. Yeah, so you would realize that it's passed on genetically somehow between them. So that they would literally just be walking exurgent time bombs, basically.
Just like me.
Yeah, except they'd be alien. So yeah, that might not be a great idea, but so yeah, they are not happy to be there.
So do we know how they're controlling the other species?
Artemis can make an intelligent guess based on.
That wasn't a question to you. That was a question to Artemis.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I mean, how much do I actually understand about that? I mean, presumably they're using.
Yeah, they're using.
It has something to do with the.
They're using async stuff. You don't specifically know what they have, but you do know that like some kids that you went to high school with got pretty freaky powers that revolved around like subliminal messages, driving emotions. There was someone that you knew that could shake your hand and melt your brain. Like they stabbed you psychically.
Artemis could do that before her surgery.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's some stuff that could implant skills and memories. See, there's a lot of ways that you could control someone. You just don't know what they specifically have.
Right. So I'll just sort of explain to Adrian. Yeah, I don't know specifically, but I think it might have to do with the exsurgent virus.
Okay.
You know what the exsurgent virus is? I don't know.
Yeah, exsurgent virus is perfectly. That's something that you would know about as like the name for, like, you would know it as something the Titans created to fuck with transhumanity. So Adrian, I need you to roll willpower ×3 because someone just dropped the exsurgent bomb on you, which means that these things.
I'm gonna flip that.
Okay, you still take 1. That's unnerving. That's not great. That's not super good. So apparently, if you wanna,
I'm going to suggest that he puts those specimen containers into my Faraday container.
Sure.
She rather.
Okay. Yeah, but these are dangerous things. So what you can maybe extrapolate is that at one point these crabs were probably the dominant life form. They built shit. And then they had their own fall, which came with their own exsurgent virus, which did some horrible shit to them, and now they're just kind of clawing their way back up.
How large are these crabs?
They are pretty small right now, but if you would like to, you actually remember, the drawings of the crabs were much larger at the ruins. You would say they were about the size of a Nova crab morph.
Huh.
So they used to be bigger.
How big is a Nova crab morph?
Bigger than a dog.
Okay. So these used to be like mud crabs, basically.
Sort of, yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, now it's up to you what you want to do with this knowledge. You potentially stand to make a lot of money, or rep, but you won't make any of that rep if you say, oh yeah, they're infected by the exsurgent virus.
Right. Because then we'll get shut down again. God damn it. I can never get any rep because I keep discovering horrible shit.
Well, you could lie.
Yeah, I don't really want to do that.
Expose transhumanity to the exsurgent virus again.
Yeah. I'm sadly too moral to do something like that.
Wow, you make awful business people.
Yeah, well.
Luckily the CEO isn't here.
So yeah, you can. You would probably want to tell the Titanian government. They would probably be very thankful, and they would be very happy with the samples you brought back. So you'd get some rep from that. So you'd probably make back what you lost with what you have currently. So yeah, what do you guys want to do?
I mean, we could still write about
Oh, yeah.
I guess this planet's going to be quarantined.
Well, you could write about their fall. I mean,
we could write about, there was another species that had a fall and possibly had titans of their own.
Yeah, that's not off limits. I mean, they probably would not want you to uplift the crabs. Like, that would be...
Yeah. I don't think either of us wants to uplift the crabs at this point.
That's unfortunate. You should do it.
Hi, I'm sorry, I'm getting harassed.
By a cat?
No, by a mother.
Okay, well, we're about to wrap up.
But, yes. No, basically, the thing that was supposed to be at 1 is now, right now, so I have to go anyway.
Okay, that's fine.
I have like 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay, well, you can get back through the gate. Okay. Yeah, they don't bother you. Like,
Even though we're taking a couple crabs with us?
Well, they don't seem to be networked together unless they are in contact with another thing. So, yeah. So, okay, here's what you get. Let's see. I'm going to open this up. Okay, so 5 rep for a major discovery. Discovered a scientific anomaly and solved it, so that's 10 rep. On top of that, I will say that you will get 25 rep for contacting a pre-sapient thing. So that is 30, 40 rep total. And next session, if Artemis would like to write a paper, she might get some more rep for it.
Yes.
So yeah, y'all get this much. Here, I will. This much. You get 40 rep. So everyone gets 40 X rep from your finds. The government would very much, like if when you wrote future papers about this Artemis, if you kept it speculative, as in it's,
of course,
as in it's possible that the government that there could be another fall, and this is what it might have looked like, and blah 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 blah. So yeah, res rewards. So everyone gets 2. Everyone that's here gets 2. So
right.
So.
Okay. Do we get to give each other bonus reds?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I will give Rogue 1 for, once again, being prepared with things that I don't even know exist in the setting, which I feel is deserving of 1.
We should seriously have a talk about gear at some point.
I know. I meant to do it this week. We never got around to it.
Okay. So. I will nominate Visc for somehow managing to run into psionic danger both before and after going through the gate.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
And, well,
I'll nominate
one for Rogue.
I can nominate some people, because I haven't.
Sure. Sure.
I will nominate both of you for being... There was literally no shooting this session, which is a change from what I usually run, where everyone shoots all the time. So that was good. I like the fact that you went scientific explorer, Star Trek-y, instead of let's go just shoot some fucking crabs. So I like that.
I mean, really,
it's gonna be a common thing with Artemis. So.
I've played enough, Half-Life 2 that I've got my fill of shooting head crabs.
Nice.
Well, these are more net crabs, aren't they?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. So yeah, everyone for res. Brutus doesn't get any res because he wasn't here, but he might get a chance to earn some later.
Wow, Julia, much harsher than Ramba.
It's mostly because it doesn't.
Yeah.
You're only ever gonna get 5 res at any time, so no one's gonna outpace someone. And Brutus will get a chance to earn 1 or 2 res by telling us the story when he gets back.
Cool.
Actually, he'll get some extra for being fucking out of shit luck. Anyways, okay, good game. Questions?
Okay.
Yeah. Questions, comments, suggestions. I know Vis has to leave right now.
No, well, no, I've got like 5 minutes. I just am curious if there's anything interesting that we missed while we were there.
No, not really.
That's always my question. Okay.
No.
Cool. How dangerous were those animals if we had fought them?
Oh, the bats would have swarmed you and bit you and tried to get the crabs all over you, basically.
If I had failed that roll, and the crab had the willpower test or whatever.
Yeah.
And would the crab have been able to get me to jump in the pool?
Yeah, it was using subliminal.
And then what would have happened if I jumped in the pool?
You would have been swarmed by crabs, and you would have had one more chance to fray out of the way and get out of the pool. But after that,
I am pretty good at fray, so.
After that, they would have swiftly devoured you, basically.
And then Rogue would have to take my stack back home.
I probably would have tried to pull you out with a rope or something.
Yeah, but yeah, so they're pretty dangerous with what I gave them. So.
Interesting.
Otherwise, yeah, I would have. Sorry.
Yeah, that is interesting that little tiny crabs, even a lot of them, can really. I mean, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. In real life, you're actually swarmed by like hundreds of thousands of crabs, and I suppose you would also get killed.
Yeah.
They'd probably have trouble breaking through my armor if they were just psionic.
I mean, I was wearing a suit too.
Yeah. Well, they also have psionic. I mean.
Vac suits aren't actually very good armor.
Oh, well, sure. But I mean, in terms of, they would have to at least get through that.
Yeah, but they also had psychic stab, which is what...
Yeah. If they didn't have psionics, they would have some trouble getting through my kinetic armor, but they could have just psionic